Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Gooey's Dungeon Dive. I'm Gooey here with Corey.
Woohoo, we're here.
And we are here, high above the clouds.
Are those Loftwing statues? What are those?
Whoa, the lore. Here we are. This very nice, just beautiful location.
Oh, yeah.
Entering the Palace of Winds. What? This is a great point raised by Eslo. That we were on the cloud tops, we found that one structure, and now here we are even higher in some sort of floating palace. You know, you mentioned the Loftwings and some of the Skyward Sword connections, but now after having freshly played Tears of the Kingdom and like just continually ascending into the air.
Yeah, true.
I'm getting some vibes here. Look at this, like, carpet.
This is
nice.
This is Zonai in architecture, I believe.
Oh, there. Okay. So I'm gonna start off by boomeranging.
Oh, nice.
Some fools here.
I still haven't gotten the boomerang in my playthrough yet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been really collecting stuff. So, yeah, here we are. I'm kind of intimidated this time around because, I played through this and everything, and I've been thinking about it and stuff. But then now it's actually been a little bit since I've played, and this I don't know. It's not a hard dungeon to necessarily remember to go, but I feel like this is actually this is a tricky dungeon.
It is. We're gonna see it, but this is like, I feel like this dungeon is pretty linear, but it's also probably hands down the most like platforming heavy, and also just has a bunch of little puzzles sprinkled throughout.
It's got a little bit of I guess I wouldn't say necessarily non-linearity, but there is a mix of this first portion here that we're gonna see is a bit more straightforward, and then later we're gonna see it change it up a little bit.
I'm excited to do this one because we got a little split transformation puzzle here.
This is a pretty good one.
I played through this and I've been thinking about it and I haven't placed it yet, so I think I'm gonna need to watch some of your playthrough to help me finalize my thoughts.
Yeah, I haven't fully placed it. I haven't really placed it or looked at it, but thinking about it, I've already got kind of an idea. I don't want to go too far ahead, but thinking about it in context of this game, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, that guy's tricky.
Yeah. Ooh.
See, we got some like timing, like you got to worry about your movement and stuff. All these falling platforms, the cracked floors.
One plus to this dungeon that we're gonna see is there's a lot of different gameplay elements at play.
Yeah.
A lot of, like, it's got a very I want to say like diverse sort of set of challenges that kind of build off each other in a way we've talked about it on other dungeons in this game, but it reminds me a lot of a Wind Waker style challenge.
Yeah.
In like a good way, in one of the best ways.
Yeah, there's actually
fluffy cloud.
Fluffy clouds. So you got some clouds, you got like a little something going on in the grate in the screen before this. Little
what do you
teases.
think of, speaking of the grates, what do you think of the sort of the vibe of this dungeon?
Oh, I think it's so cool. There's not like, I don't know, thematically it's just like, it's exactly what the name implies, just palace in the sky. But what I love about it is that it's so like crazy. Like, there's not really much safe place to stand. There's spikes rolling around everywhere, spikes popping out of the ground, cracked floors. Yeah. Like, it's just, this feels very dangerous, you know?
We got a little mini boss situation here.
You got some whiz robes.
The whiz robes in this aren't tough, but I don't know. I kind of I like seeing a whiz robe.
I really like the designs of the whiz robes in this game.
Yeah, kind of a cool take on a classic design.
Yeah.
I always love seeing wizrobes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh
Six
no.
wizrobes.
That's first blood. My first damage. Uh-oh, now we're taking some damage.
That's a neat little design on the center of the floor too. I just noticed that. Now.
Oh, very interesting.
It's pretty cool.
I didn't take that much damage, but maybe I took them for granted. I thought I was just gonna slash my way through, no problem. And I took a heart and a quarter damage.
The Rock's Cape.
Yes, jump with the greatest of ease. So
what an item. What an item.
Let's show it off. Yeah, what do we think?
I
what do you think about the
that.
Rock's Cape?
It makes it so much like we talked about this in it's Oracle of Seasons that you get the Rock's Cape, right? Or is it Ages?
Seasons, I believe.
One of those. When you upgrade Rock's Feather
one
and
of
you
those
get Rock's
Oracle
Cape.
games.
Yeah, one of those Oracle games. I love that they just immediately give you the double jump and the basically the ability to like soar through the sky. Mm-hmm. And that makes immediately it makes the platforming element of this dungeon like twofold, you know?
Oh yeah. Hey now. Oh these. Oh no. I feel like oh geez. Is this good against them? Yeah. Yeah.
Dangerous blue chews.
So yeah, we're gonna get to jumping. Oh, the torches are meant to show our way forward.
Yeah.
So this can be okay. This is
like
I
you can mistime the jump. You can hit these guys and fall. Like
it is fun. Like the feeling of being like high up in the sky and
yeah, definitely. I feel like this is a great template for if you wanted to mix in a bunch of cool platforming elements into a Zelda dungeon, which they do sometimes. And there are even some, like you were saying in Wind Waker, that kind of do that. I think this is a great example of how to do that.
Oh, big time. I gotta get out of this mode. Come here, guy. This is gonna be one. This is gonna be one where I'm not sure if I'm gonna get everything, because I think I forgot some. Oh, what's Eslo gonna tell us? Oh yeah, okay. See, here's the next element.
Hold on to your hat.
Yeah. So it's pretty much. Oh wait, this is not the part I'm thinking of. We're not there yet.
You just gotta look out.
This is here we go. This is pretty consistently. I would say this dungeon is pretty consistently introducing new, mechanics or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I didn't need to wait for that either.
No, but we can see that, you clearly have the ability to combine that push with your jumps.
Yeah, I was maybe doing a spoiler there.
I think there are a lot of besides the just platforming, there's a lot of timing elements to this too.
Big time.
Big
time.
Big time.
Sneaking that in there.
I always get worried about doing that because I feel like when I pop up, it's still gonna just push me back.
These panels, this is very Super Mario World.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, like climbing on the backside and the front side.
They're so goofy too.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Oh, I'm not gonna be fooled. You can always, well, not always. I guess I've gotten caught in them, but you can always smell these guys coming.
Yeah. Makes me nervous every time I see a patch of rupees. I'm like, there's something fishy about that there. It wouldn't just give me rupees.
Yeah, I find these, this is pretty minor, but, we're slow. Like, they really slowly build up some of these things, which I appreciate. And I do find this platforming type stuff to be some of the most fun stuff in the game.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is such a cool way of you're not just going on a staircase and then it's oh, you're on the next level. You're jumping up a bunch of platforms of clouds even higher into the sky.
Yeah, you're just going up and up and up, and up.
and up.
I wish I had Tulin here to help me.
Yeah.
I forgot what I'm supposed to do here, but...
This is one you gotta be quick about.
Yeah, okay. Well, hey, usually you don't attempt that the first time. You go across the thing and figure out what it was. Like, what's there. I was like, I know I have to do something with this, but I couldn't remember exactly what. Let's get that platform back. Alright, here we go. We got this. Go, 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 go. Push, 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 push. Alright, we got it, we got it, we got it.
That's tight timing there.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I mean, yeah, I think this is genuinely a pretty tricky dungeon.
Yeah.
Like, I think compared to anything else in the game.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
jumping back and forth, you got the crows flying at you.
There's some tricky stuff in the last dungeon, but yeah, this can be hard, and it's there's like I don't know. I guess it's kind of lengthy, with like
it's kind of notoriously long. I feel like, and even we'll get to it when we get to it. But even Eslo has something to say about it.
Oh my god, yeah, and I feel like yeah, we will talk about that, but yeah, I feel like it's not even necessarily the length. It's really like the time you go between, like, getting a checkpoint is especially can be tricky, you know. And so if you game over, like,
oh yeah, that's very true.
It's rough.
Yeah.
I don't expect to, but I guess I don't know. Oh shoot. Okay, let's do this. Kind of already. I like this one just because of the satisfying nature of doing that spin attack.
Yeah.
Okay, well, obviously we should go in there, but what's up here? Okay, just a
door.
I find myself doing that a lot in this dungeon where I'm like, well, I should see what's up here, and it's not worth it. Why did I put on the cane?
You'll get there.
Yeah. Just follow the path on this one. Like, don't think too much about it.
This is for sure a follow the path dungeon.
Oh,
this
man.
This is fun.
This is like it's not as hard, but it's like a little ice blocky.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like I could mess this up.
Yeah.
Have I messed this up? Oh wait, can you push them infinitely?
I think so.
Oh, I think I messed it up. Oh, jeez. Okay, we're gonna edit this out then. Or let's get to the goods. Oh, jeez, did I mess it up again? I did.
You did. You're still good.
I'm not convinced.
I love it.
I'm trying to I literally am.
This is the boss of the dungeon, actually.
It kind of is. Oh, yeah. It's so stupid. Like,
woo.
Well, oh yeah. And I often come back here, and I'm like, what was I looking for? There's something up here. Oh shoot. Oh no.
That was a first try, by the way, everyone. First try.
Well, I'm not denying it. It took me a few times. I would rather, like, that's why I kind of like I don't mind, like, the dungeons you gotta, like, go nuts and backtrack and all this stuff on, but you give me a room filled with pots or ice blocks I gotta push, and I'm done.
That's a game stopper for Goo.
Well, I could sit and, like, stare at it and reverse engineer it, but I'm just like, I gotta get this done, you know. And I also at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to memorize the path, because then I also feel like that doesn't do the puzzle justice either. So it's kind of a catch-22, because I feel like I do much worse at it live.
I feel like that's the whole intention of those puzzles. It's like you're never gonna. It doesn't make sense for you to sit there in the beginning and be like, all right, let me memorize these 15 pushes that I have to do. It's just supposed to be like a spatial, like, all right, let me get these out of my way in a way where I can still get to the door, you know?
Yeah, and I'm usually like, all right, I'll start pushing, and then see what happens.
Yeah.
But
Push
then,
first, ask questions later.
But then once I get close, I'm like, oh wait, like I usually just hope like, oh, hopefully I'll go far enough that
Yeah.
I won't mess it up.
That's the other thing too.
Oh,
It's
this
like
is fun.
you get nervous about messing it up, but realistically, only one push can possibly mess it up, you know?
Yeah, which I managed to do a lot. Some of these pushing like, why'd I have to push those blocks there? What did that do for me?
I do think it's interesting that it's like, I don't know, you didn't push those in the way that you thought you would have to push them.
Yeah.
Which it does feel unnecessary, but it's also, I think it's just a nice little like fork in the road.
Hey,
Just throw a
stay on
fork
your
in-
toes, buddy.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
here we go.
This
Here's the
is
epic
sick.
one. Ooh. Oh my
That's so
goodness.
cool. That's a great combination of mechanics there.
That's pretty awesome. Oh man, we got the... Oh shoot.
The
we got the
Lakitus?
Lakitu here.
Yeah.
I boomerang him. Oh shoot. Oh no.
That's probably a good idea.
Come on out. Alright, you know
These
what?
guys are tricky. We first saw these guys in the section leading up to this dungeon, which is the cloud tops, where you gotta... I think that's a really fun segment for me too, where it's like you gotta jump all across the clouds and like find a bunch of kinstone pieces and fuse them with different chunks of cloud.
Here's one.
Yeah, look at that.
Here's a cool jumpy thing.
Woo! That's so cool.
There's like so many ways you can jump in this, and they're like,
Yeah.
you know, you get this like the sort, not the real last dungeon, but you know, towards the end, and it's like, now we're gonna show you all the crazy ways you can jump. It almost
Yeah. makes
makes me wish like there was another game that had this, you know.
Yeah. Or even like they could have this dungeon item
Can I jump
would have been
those?
so cool to have earlier in the game. Like they could have
Yeah.
put so many sweet puzzles like this throughout the entire game. And you know, this isn't even a puzzle. It's just like get to the top and jump across. It's more like a fun actiony platforming thing, but
Yeah, they could have
Very
maybe
neat.
done, I don't know if like it might have been kind of cool to have a Rock's Feather item first,
Yeah,
like how they
yeah.
did before.
like they did, yeah.
Because like jumping, the basic like platforming is fun, and then you add in this. I mean, maybe that does contribute to the like length here too. It's like they do a lot with it. It's just, it is a lot. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's really bad though, but
I like it for this dungeon, but I
Can I,
do think like, especially in a game like this where it's already like, think of Cave of Flames, where a bunch of the rooms in that dungeon are just you like flying over lava pits and like, you know, going back and forth on platforms that are falling. Like if you just added a jump mechanic, it would just make it feel even more, you know, action packed.
yeah, you'd obviously have to like change it a little bit, but
Yeah, yeah.
that could be cool. Oh yeah, how about that? That was a pretty good fight.
That was clean. That was clean.
Love to see those ball and chain troopers come back. And oh, here
Yeah.
we got the
Little boss door tease.
boss store, quote unquote.
Yeah.
There's some bad boys. Uh-oh. Don't hit me. Wait, are these ones, like, is this like a Link to the Past? Can you, Oh,
Ooh,
pro
look at
tip
that.
right there, folks.
Look at that.
I didn't even know if that was true or not, but how
That
about
is
that?
that is a pro tip in a lot of Zelda games. Like the bubbles and those little are those bubbles? What are those? The thing that you just
Either
hit.
that or anti-fairies.
Yeah. Those guys.
I don't remember. Oh, crap.
mess around with them. You can get fairies out of them a lot.
Okay, hold on. I don't need to reset, but it's gonna be less of a hassle to push.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, well then that's good. I think I didn't do that in my practice too, and there are some parts where I think actually I did worse against those ball and chain troopers when I went through it before, so I probably won't have as much issue. But I remember this part being like, I was like pretty weak.
Tough,
I was
yeah.
getting pretty weak. So this is a second playthrough type. Oh yeah, I remember because I was doing this and I was like, oh no.
Moblins and ice whiz robes. These
and I
guys
think
are so cool.
like I've had fairly good luck because I well, not just luck, but like I played it before, so I kind of, some of these you take damage because you're like figuring out what to do, obviously.
Yeah.
And this is what I was saying before, like we've been here a while and there's no checkpoint. If you die, like,
That's very true. It is. It's punishing.
that was actually I think I wasn't playing it ideally too. The first time I ever played this game, it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I was a kid and I was playing like on an emulator and on my laptop. It wasn't like the most fun way to play it, you know.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I've had experiences like that as well. What just happened there? You just glitched that little anti-fairy.
All right, we need a retribution.
Whoa, that was like. That's like a Link to the Past glitch where like what's that thing where like you push, or a Legend of Zelda glitch where like you push a block and you can clip through or something?
Yeah, that was a pro strat. Look at these windows here are awesome, by the way.
Yeah, but you know what's not awesome?
Like
you know what's not awesome? That big key.
That key, ugh.
What the heck?
Why is it blue?
It's gross.
Ugh. Oh, but this carpet being blue is cool.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fine.
Alright. Open the door. I thought, don't I... Oh, here we go.
Oog.
Oh, no. Okay, he's freaked out by it. Something
I
down
see
there.
something down there.
Did I not get the... Is there...
Take the plunge? What?
Isn't there a shortcut that you get in that last room, or it's not yet?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe it's not yet.
I think...
There we go.
I thought... I haven't played this in a while, and like I knew this dungeon was long, but I got to that point and it did kind of trick me. And I was like, oh man, am I at the boss already?
Oh yeah. No, I think the dungeon, is like purposely deceptive in its length. I think you're supposed to feel like, for sure. People like to jump over these guys, but I just play it safe. Oh jeez. I say as I'm on edge. I think it's more fun to, kind of have a cute little sword fight with them.
Yeah. Play their game.
Yeah. Whenever I and honestly, it takes longer, but there is kind of a consistency to it. And when I see, there's the shortcut. Sam.
There you go.
When I see people like jumping over them and doing weird things on the wall, I'm like, just fight the guy, Just have a little fun.
You're making it too complicated.
How much farther do we have to go? This place goes on forever. There's no point in complaining.
How much more could there be?
How much? Yeah, we say as we enter. Well, so here we go. This is like...
Yeah, it opens up
we're
a
in the
little bit.
Yeah, and this is the part, actually... This is another part where we might get twisted up in here. Like, we're not going to get super lost, but... We might get... Let's, you know what? We've got a door there. It's dark in here.
There are only a few options, but, like... Darkness is always disorienting. Always.
Oh, big time.
And this, I think it's interesting too, like, something that we didn't cover, which was also part of the huge lead up to this dungeon is, you go to the Royal Crypt, and you have, like, a little mini dungeon, which has a lot of these elements of, like, going through the darkness, and you have the Gibdos and stuff.
And here, we get the compass.
Yes! Finally!
You know what? So this is, I'm trying to think of what this is comparable to, but it's like an open area. Whoops. It's kind of like, it reminds me a little bit of like, Forsaken Fortress, where you kind of have like a more open objective, You got to get a couple keys, it's linear in progression, but it's like open in nature. I think there's a couple things. I actually don't know the specifics because they do a good job of kind of making it like not obvious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even once you do it.
Okay, yeah, this whole section.
Yeah, this whole section. And I kind of I like there's like this is.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I never would have put that together, but it's just kind of like a big loop where you have to find your way around, but it's not like it's not follow the path really like the rest of the dungeon was.
it sort of switches. Yeah, I don't know the actual like order of operations. Like that would obviously, you know, like you could probably look at it and be like, oh, it's specifically like it is somewhat linear or isn't that linear? You know, I don't actually know.
Yeah.
I like, but they do a good job of like making it feel kind of like, oh, you're like exploring an open dungeon, you know, and I think that's cool. It gives me, that's where again I was thinking of Tears of the Kingdom again, where we almost had this like pre-dungeon to the dungeon, you know what I mean? Like it did really sort of blur it in a way.
Yeah.
I know we need a key there, and I think
it's
you
like
kind of
even,
go on.
I also don't know how linear it is, but like regardless, it's doing that thing where it presents you with a lot of options.
Well, let's see if we can
even if you can't
maybe
do
map it out
once.
somewhat. I don't think we're gonna get too bamboozled by it. Like, see, it's stuff like that.
Now you get a small key, so you could go right back to that room, but you also didn't go up from the screen up from here, which I don't know where that goes.
So let's just we'll kind of follow it. So yeah, it's kind of cool. It's like a mix of two styles of dungeon, like a part 1 and part 2. I think we've had a couple dungeons like that, and a couple games where they've sort of pulled that sort of. I feel like Sword and Shield Maze kind of. I think of that dungeon just because it kind of like separated it into distinct parts, but they each almost had like their own. Oh crap! Their own navigation style, you know. Yeah,
definitely. It was very clearly fire and ice themed, and each themed area had a different navigation style. Whereas this still feels cohesive with the rest of the dungeon.
And these floors, I believe, they eventually like loop and connect to each other. In fact, I found myself actually pulling up. And we haven't gotten the map yet. I think we missed an obvious spot where that is. In this section, we'll pass by it. But yeah, I found myself in this portion because it's got different levels that kind of loop around and intersect, and then like you can fall down from some parts. That I did find myself like pulling up my map and like actually kind of trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It's not that like you could just power through it. It's not too bad, but
yeah. Like so this is. I'm trying to keep track of like all the different options of places you could go that you haven't gone, and there are several so far. At least like 3, because you could have dropped down there. You could have done the switches upstairs and gone through there, and we still haven't gone up from when you first went up the stairs.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm kind of freeballing it here, but. Oh boy.
Ooh, we got fire whiz robes. We got all kinds of whiz robes in here.
They held off on. Oh shoot! They got me.
What is this room?
Oh geez, the fire.
I knew this was here.
The fire. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it looks like there's something down there.
Oh yeah, you actually do want to drop in there. I think that's the map. Let's kill this guy.
That makes sense.
Oh, here, give me that.
You gotta get a kinstone. Have you been fusing lots of kinstones?
I sure have. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh no, that's. Oh, it's the key.
It's a key. That's essential.
Look at that. See, that's fantastic. And But I don't think we could have gotten to that one earlier. I
don't know because I
think had to get.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think like that when you go back up the stairs, I think if you go up, it loops back around to where you just were, where you dropped down from.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't know if you can access that or not.
Oh, yummy. Those Gibdos or whatever they get kind of a number on me. Or no, it was the fire. That fire got me.
That fire.
Okay. Yeah, let's go up. Maybe let's explore a different path. So we'll go. Yeah, if you go up here,
go up and see.
It loops around. Okay, I don't. I wish I had more buttons to assign. I'm like, part of my issue with some of these enemies is like, oh jeez, I'm like, do I really want to like assign the weapon just to kill you?
I feel like this is kind of at the sort of the end of that like gameplay limitation, because that's something that was in a lot of classic Zelda games where it's just like, oh, you got 2 buttons, one's got to be your sword and one's got to be.
Go back.
Yeah, so you could have gone there and dropped down and got
gotten
that
the
key
key.
first.
Yeah.
So that is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something that is I feel like when Zelda games get remade, that's one of the first things to go is like, all right, let's just have dedicated buttons mapped to certain things and then give you more options.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I would much prefer that. That was very nice in Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening, yeah.
I mean, it just makes sense. Like, you know, you can dash with a button. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I get some items they're a bit more specific. Like maybe you don't always want that, but what it's like the discrepancy between like what can be considered an item or what can be like an ability.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, it's some of these, like the digging mitts. To be fair, when you're using the mole mitts, like you don't really need something else on the A button
You're
or
totally
the B button.
right, yeah.
Because like whenever you're using it, you're only digging, but at the same time, that makes sense for it to just be like an ability or something, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something the action icon could solve. Oh no, not these guys again. Should I it looks like something drops though. Should I fight them?
Maybe this is where you get the map.
Oh yeah, that's got map vibes all over it. Well, let's be careful. Let's not get flamed. Hey, come on, man. Don't go over there.
Got flamed.
He's smart. He's like, are you serious? There, I'll stand up here. Okay.
Sneaky
Give me
guy.
the map.
That looks like a map chest to me.
So we do have
Nice.
kind of it's like a semi straightforward path you have to follow, but you need 2 keys to go through that you can get in either order. I think essentially is how I
Looks
would
like
think
it.
of it. Oh geez. Huh. One of my least favorite thing is getting grabbed by those guys.
Yeah, they're always very scary.
Until, I mean, if you have the shortcut back to this whole area, it's not so bad. Oh no. My, oh, jeez. Okay. I was having a little bit of thing where, sometimes my, Joy-Con is like, it's like you're
it's like
rapidly
sticking?
pressing this button, aren't you? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Can you,
Can you
let me
relax,
have
please?
control? We're okay. We're good. We're good. Oh, jeez. I don't know why I'm getting crushed by these basic Stalfos here. There we go. Let's kill this guy.
You're muscling through these. I always Gibdos. It's always my first thought. Like, all right, burn him with the lantern. Reveal the Stalfos underneath.
Wait, I don't want to fall down there. I'm too nervous about getting grabbed by him, so I keep my distance.
Yeah.
You know.
That's fair.
I say you keep your distance. Oh, but here, this... Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, we see, this, we're gonna need a key. And I think those keys, too, are... Oh, shoot.
Oh.
They're fairly missable.
Yeah.
One more so than the other. I mean, they're not hard to find, necessarily. But you can get up here, then, and not... This happened to me, I think, when I was playing before. I got up here, and there's
missed
still
the one where
even
you
more
drop
we have to
down.
do. Yeah,
I
exactly.
actually do think both of those keys are kind of like I could easily see someone missing the one where you drop down, and the other one is just like if you decided to go on the path
shoot.
and not follow that room, then you wouldn't
Right.
have that key either.
Right. I think, yeah, especially if you go to the one you already have a key, that can be...
That's a cool
that
puzzle,
can get
by the
you.
way.
Yeah, that is a cool puzzle. That's one you don't really expect. Wait, should we see... Is there anything else here we
Yeah,
can
so-
look at?
Even here,
Okay.
well, you could have gone up. Like even here, there's multiple options. Like the place where you push the block, you could have jumped across and gone through that door.
Oh, did I miss a door?
It might.
Ooh.
It'll probably bring it back, but
Oh yeah, there's that locked door.
so many options.
So okay, there's another key at large here. Okay, we got that. That's good.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of keys to find here. I like that.
Keys, a lot of locked doors. A bombable wall over there.
Oh, this one's cool though. This is oh shoot. This is a really good bomb puzzle we got coming up.
Oh, is this the one where it's like a callback to yeah, yep. You can see that's bombable.
But you can't see it on the other side. And I think, I don't know if I mentioned this before. I think there was some in some of the dungeons and in the overworld, but the Minish Cap has some great classic bomb wall puzzles that, you know, they didn't really translate that very well, I don't think, to some of the puzzles in like Ocarina of Time necessarily. And a lot of them over time just become somewhat telegraphed, you know, but these I think are quite good.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's excellent. That's like straight out of Link's Awakening's playbook.
Blow up. Okay, we'll come back to this. Oh, this is
this is fun.
Am I doing it right? Am I just supposed to walk
it's
through?
Just, I think it's fun that they just threw this in here. It feels like it doesn't really fit.
I like
it's fun.
They really used everything. They're like, we got these bomb things, and they really like made the most of them, you know? I like that.
Another key.
Oh no, oh no.
Oh, so this whole path was to get a key. That's interesting.
Yes, to get a key. And then we're gonna see here in a second, I think also the ow. Having to find, wait, there's a switch there? Uh-oh. Yeah, there is a switch. What?
It just that's the punishment for if you hit the bomb.
Yeah. I was like, wait, do I want to hit that? So one thing I also would point out is I think the actual places here's a good example of like the spot you would spend the key is concealed quite well.
Yeah, this is very sneaky.
This is one where like you could really probably pull up the pull up your old map here and boom.
Yeah, that's a great puzzle.
Oh, that's another one you gotta fall down. Alright, well, okay, we're gonna miss some of them, but here's a great example too of like
that's actually I don't think you can fall down there. I think you have to go to that little gate and then throw a bomb. Or throw something, and then you walk around and it opens the door from the other side.
It opens that door from the other side.
Yeah, or that's how I did it at least. I don't know.
No, I think that's totally what it is. You're right.
Yeah,
but we're not gonna bother with that today.
Yeah.
But just another. That's. I feel like this dungeon. That's a good. That's a good one of those like. What do you call it? Like. Extra credit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
Like yeah, you did it, but there's a couple more things to find, and I feel like I like it. It actually works for me well here. Like, I mean, it's cool in all the dungeons, don't get me wrong, but I like it a lot here because I already felt like the dungeon kind of had a pretty good challenge and stuff too, and it like feels.
It's an extra challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and it's very much in the vein of what I was doing in the dungeon, whereas like in some of the dungeons it feels like, well, that would be really the only tricky thing about the navigation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Oh shoot, we missed
that. That actually also reminds me of like one of the dungeons that I've favored a lot in this series, which I think is at my number 1, is Stone Tower Temple. And part of the reason I liked it so much was the implementation of the stray fairies. Because I feel like it added an extra layer of challenge, but it worked so well with the dungeon. I feel like that's kind of a similar thing with these extra little chests and puzzles and stuff.
Yeah, it really is like, it's like if you almost just want to make it hard mode, you know?
Yeah, yep.
You gotta really explore, which is, I love that. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I feel like in some of the dungeons I'll say like this could have been a key or something just because I feel like, you know, the dungeon maybe lacked that little bit of extra difficulty or whatever, you know. Whereas like in this one I don't feel like that. I feel like
this has that where it's like you go the extra mile, you get to a chest and you're like, "Oh, this is a key. I need this."
Yeah, exactly. You're like, "Ooh." All right, so I think, is this the most epic one?
I think so.
Oh,
that's the boss door.
Oh, I think we want to go. We want to go like one less. I think this is another, like, we didn't get all the. Yeah, sorry we didn't get all the collectibles, but you get the idea. But there is this, which is cool.
Heck yeah.
What is up here? I don't remember. Oh,
some little extra thing.
Oh, nice. I do.
A
we didn't
red
really
kinstone
talk
piece.
about too. This has the sort of thing where it like teases different parts of the dungeon to you.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Even early on, you kind of enter the fortress part of the palace.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit early on, and then come back to it. I think that's really cool. Do I have to?
I think you
this
can
to
just
get
jump
back?
across.
Can I? Whatever.
I think so,
I'm gonna do
but
this.
whatever.
All right.
Before you go into the boss door, can you go to your map for a sec?
Yeah.
Go to the
And
top floor. Look at that. It looks almost like a dragon's mouth or something.
Oh,
Isn't that
are we
cool?
bringing back? Are we bringing back designs?
Zona-
Dungeon-shaped designs.
Zonai Dragon Head.
And look, we missed 2 chests, and like it's just a wacky looking. It looks like there's areas. Well, some of them it's because like they don't count the sky. You know, you just kind of float.
Yeah.
But
Well, like the layout doesn't really look like it makes a lot of sense, but like I could.
it doesn't.
Only because of that. Only because of that head, I could realistically picture this as like a dragon, like coiling upwards, and the head's like at the top. You know what I mean?
Ooh, maybe. And a Zonai.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm sure they were thinking that far ahead.
Okay, we're max hearts, so all right, we got 2 fairies. Let's see how we do. Let's see how we
Huge
fare.
tornado to go to the boss.
And just here we are.
Whoa.
Right away. Oh
Whoa.
shoot. Oh, ah! Okay, you know, that's one way to make an entrance.
Fail
right?
the boss battle right off the bat.
I remember that's one thing. Sword?
Slash those eyeballs.
Okay, it was you know, I was doing the Joy-Con thing again.
Oh.
Shoot. This is one thing that I haven't had issues with this lately, but the getting from one of these guys to the next
Yeah.
Sometimes trips me up. Oh, shoot.
Kind of tricky.
I forgot he does that.
Talk about keeping you on your toes.
Okay, well, I'm giving it away, but this is an awesome boss.
Yeah. This is a sick boss.
One thing I'll say about this game is the progression of boss difficulty has been steady and like solid, like really satisfying. Like the difficulty has gone up like in good increments, and I feel like each boss is tougher than the last. Oh, I wasn't ready for this, dang it. Well, I didn't get myself ready for this. Oh no, will this work? Oh
You
yeah,
can still do it.
I like when you can make it work even though it's not exactly what
See,
they
that's
hope.
tricky. That like you have the mini Georg shooting these little balls at you.
Yeah, and it gets harder and harder.
Yeah.
You have to sort of plan it. See,
Yeah.
you can't.
See, it's tricky.
You gotta plan it to. This in the past has given me big trouble. I hope we don't see that today. That would just be horrible.
Just more examples of more timing, more platforming, more danger.
And this is a good example of the thing we've always talked about of actually like really capturing like an epic scale in the game, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
like this flying around on these, like really does. Oh gosh.
Whoa!
Yeah, see that's intentional. It does
Cruising
really
through
give
the
it like
sky.
a pretty epic feeling, like flying around fighting this thing. Oh,
yeah.
shoot. Yeah, see here,
Yeah, look at
it's
this
kind of
little guy.
fun.
The little,
It becomes
the little
like
mini
a
guys.
it becomes like a shoot 'em up here, where you gotta like dodge the
Yep.
bullets and ah. Yeah, it can get a little rough. It can get a little rough. Oh no! I don't know if I should even. Okay, I could have kept it.
There's little balls flying all over the place. The
Yeah,
the
no,
mini
it's-
Georg is diving right at you. It's
All right,
craziness.
The eyes are gonna probably reset. And oh god.
Oof.
Yeah, there's so many. Oh my gosh. Okay. Game face on. You can do this, Goo.
You got this,
Oh.
Goo.
Oh my gosh.
This
Okay,
is a good
you're
layout.
opening-
This is an easier one.
Yes!
Yes!
Oh.
Go, go, go!
I always take the hit too, because I'm like, I just gotta get as many hits in as
Yeah.
possible.
Yep.
Especially I don't want to take my fairies for granted or anything, but oh yes.
Nice.
Oh yes.
We gotta take out this mini Georg. We got the little green
Can I-
guys flying around.
How do I get on him? Oh, cheek. See, I guess this is what I was saying. I really struggle sometimes to like, can you just put me on him? Hello?
He's not making it easy for you.
No, I feel like he's like coming towards me and
He's
then,
a little trickster.
oh my, I'm gonna get killed here. Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Well, the eyes of the red Georg are being very patient for you, so that's nice.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Here, maybe I'll just collect hearts.
Yeah.
I feel like I jump because it's coming my way, and then it
And then it doesn't.
moves
Try
out of the way.
try just like doing a single jump.
A single jump? Oh, am
Yeah.
I? Yeah, maybe I'm over jumping. Oh my
There
gosh!
you go.
I just
He's too
you're
quick, that's the problem.
You just want to hammer on that jump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like he's not doing the tail move anymore.
Oh,
Oh,
there
I
he
feel
goes.
like he's dead. Okay,
He's
not
down.
doing the tail move because he couldn't stand to live anymore.
Yeah.
All right, we're in good shape now then. I think. Oh,
Now it's just
Oh.
these little annoying green guys.
all right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on, slash. Yes.
Oh, I thought. Is that it? Did you get it?
I got it.
Woo!
He's blowing up.
He's blowing up. All these bosses with TNT inside of them.
Whew. And oh, we finally get this element. Thank
Yeah,
you.
right? After multiple dungeons.
They really make you work for it. The wind element.
The coveted
The
wind,
wind
element.
carries the seeds of flowers, scattering life across the land. The wind element is the embodiment of that power. Wonderful.
So the wind does all the work for the plants. That's it. That's what the wind does.
We get a nice heart container. Lovely green warp out of here. What do you got to say, Eslo? We got all 4 elements. Let's go revive the Sacred Blade. Which we'll be doing that in our next one. And we'll be taking on the final dungeon.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, this is quite a hoot. I want to say again, that boss is probably, I think so far that's the best boss in the game. I
For
think
sure.
each
Yeah,
boss
without
has
a
been
doubt.
better than the last, in my opinion. Like that's how I felt this time around.
I agree. I think the bosses started out strong. You know, even though the big green Choo Choo is simple, he's very fun, very clever.
So while we're on this like very serene, lovely setting, this is awesome actually. I could stay on this screen forever.
Yeah.
But we'll keep it going, but let's go over and rank the dungeon. What do you say?
Let's go rank it.
All right, Corey. Where are you putting the
boy.
dungeon?
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, I'm looking at my list here, and I've narrowed it down. I think this is far and away the best dungeon of the game so far. That I have no
agree. I think I agree with you.
I have no doubts about that. The boss is impeccable. I love that. I actually love the length. It did not feel overly long. It felt perfectly long for me. And I love, this might be one of the best follow the path linear dungeons that we've seen in the series so far, in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I also love that, like we said, you know, it's got that linear nature in the beginning, very platforming heavy, very action heavy, especially with the Rock's cape. And then you get to the portion where Ezlo's like, oh man, this is taking forever, or whatever. And it opens up the exploration and becomes more of like a, I don't know, it's akin to like some of the more challenging dungeons of like classic top-down Zelda games almost. Like harkens back to Link's Awakening, A Link to the Past, some of those navigational puzzles. Even like it throws back to like the sweet, like you can't see the wall cracks bombable wall puzzle, and like, you know, breaking the floor and dropping down to a specific spot, and it actually has that payoff because it's a small key and you have to do it, you know. So I'm looking at my list right now, and so baseline, I have Temple of Droplets at 26, so I know it's above that, and I'm going up, and I'm struggling to figure out exactly where I'm going to place it, and I think it could realistically go anywhere around here. And some of these dungeons actually did pop into my mind. Like, for example, Forbidden Woods from Wind Waker has a similar element to where it's like a lot of the pluses of that dungeon are the super fun platforming elements. But like we talked about in that dungeon, like all of the extra stuff are just little chests and little rewards, but they don't really include any of that in the necessary navigation, whereas this dungeon does. So I'm thinking above that. This also reminds me of, jumping up a little bit, it reminds me of Ice Palace, A Link to the Past a little bit, in that, except it's the opposite, where you're ascending.
Up.
Yeah, you're going up, as opposed to going down, down. That has a similar thing too, I think, where it's like, you know, the game, the dungeon is taking you for a ride, especially for a big chunk of it. Like, you get down a path, and it's like you got to keep going, and you got to take what the dungeon throws at you, until you get to a point where it starts to be like, all right, where do I have to go from here? There are multiple options. I think this is stronger than that, though.
Oh, okay. So you're feeling...
This is... Oh. But I don't... So the one that I know I'm not going to go above is Tower of the Gods, which is at number 6.
You've got quite a range then, though, to narrow it down.
I do. Well, I think it's above Ice Palace, and I think it's below Tower of the Gods. So it's somewhere in there.
Okay. So this is shot out far ahead of the other dungeons, as you were saying.
For sure. I forgot how strongly I felt about this dungeon, and I think that's because like this dungeon is notorious for supposedly being very long. And I think because I hadn't played this game in so long, I kind of let people's opinions of it like seep into my memories of it, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, it's fun, but it's probably a little too long. And this time I was like, no, that's not true at all. It's tough because these are, you know, these are some of like my all-time greats, like Thieves Town, that sweet bomb puzzle, and Skull Woods, Eagle's Tower.
You can't put it above Eagle's Tower. I won't let you. You can't do that. I was thinking about it. If I were,
no, you're right.
Where would
I
place it on your list?
You're right. It's below Eagle's Tower. It is. You know what? It's fighting with the best of them, this dungeon.
Okay.
I think... Alright, I've decided. It is going directly below Thieves Town above Spirit Temple
Okay.
at
I like
number
this.
11. So this
Okay.
Palace of Winds. I think there are a ton of... this dungeon has a lot going for it. And I think I might even... this is for now at least. Oh, whoops. I messed that up. I'm editing the the spreadsheet on the fly. But this dungeon has a lot going for it. And it's kind of unfortunate that, like, for as strongly as I feel about it, right now I'm looking at it and it's just outside of the top 10 of my top 10.
Yeah.
But I think this is an incredible dungeon. I think it's one of the best more linear dungeons that we've had so far. And I don't think there are any parts of the dungeon, at least in terms of, like, puzzles and gameplay, where I'm like, oh, I wish they had done this differently, I think maybe some of its only shortcomings for me are that it's not... I think it could be thematically a little bit stronger. It does kind of just feel like floating palace.
It's kind of cool, though.
It is cool.
It has that sort of, like, end of the game, like they're throwing a bunch of crazy stuff at you, you got all the different types of mixtures of enemies and stuff
the mechanics.
like that.
The mechanics too are like tied. The mechanics are inherently tied in with the theme of the dungeon, which is sick.
Yeah,
because it's got like the big wind turbines and the clouds.
Just the gameplay is basic gameplay is really fun.
But if I put this in the top 10, that means Thieves Town is out of the top 10. I don't know if I could do that.
I don't know. I think it's better than Thieves Town.
I know you think it's better than Thieves Town. You have Thieves Town at like 30 or something.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's even lower.
Yeah. I do love Thieves Town. I'm going to leave it here for now. I'm going to revisit it. This is something that I need to put a considerable amount of thought into. And we would be here all night.
Okay.
But for now, it's sitting pretty at number 11, which is far and away the strongest dungeon of the game so far. And one of the strongest on my list.
I'm with you. I also agree. I think it's I don't think I've ever felt this way before, but playing it again, I was like, oh, this is definitely the best dungeon.
This dungeon is giving me feelings I've never felt before.
No, I just found myself like enjoying it more. I Minish Cap is overall has grown on me more and more over time. It's still not my favorite game so far. I haven't finished it, but I'm just really enjoying it, like, overall. So for one, just like, even though I've honestly ranked the dungeons really low compared to all its contemporaries, the game overall is very fun.
I think you've at least ranked the dungeons very consistently. I don't think there have been any like clear stinkers. I think they're all kind of sitting at a pretty consistent pace for you.
So I feel like I could probably have this one jump up similarly to you, but it's tricky. It's definitely tricky. Like even the ones just above Fortress of Winds, I think are pretty phenomenal dungeons. But this, I don't know, I appreciate that this one does like kind of change it up. There's almost like part 1 and part 2 of the dungeon. I think that's super cool. I was saying, like, by this point I wanted a pretty good challenge, and I feel like it is a pretty good challenge. It's not in the like rack your brain type, which I sort of hoped there would be one more dungeon sort of like that towards the end. Though you can rack your brain over the pot pushing for sure. But the overall layout, it does have it a little bit though with that exploration of the floor, and like it also, for the first time in a while, well, I don't know if this is true or not, but like it does really feel like it utilizes like needing the map and compass, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Because
Well, I think it's intuitive. It's like intuitive enough where you don't have to, but you could easily use it. It's helpful. It's super helpful to do that.
Especially for that last one where you have to break the floor. Because, you spend most of the game wanting to avoid that. But then, you could intuit it, though, because that part they do have enough, like, pits you want to fall in and stuff. So I think just conceptually, even though I like, I do prefer some of the ones above Fortress in their, like, more intricate, not picky style dungeon.
Yeah.
I can also, like you, probably have this one jump up a fair amount. The question is just how much, I guess.
So before you figure that out, to backtrack, I have come to a decision.
Oh no!
I am gonna put Palace of Winds at number 10, and I'm gonna bump Thieves Town. Thieves Town it's a fantastic dungeon, but it wasn't gonna stay in the top 10 forever.
Okay, you've accepted it.
I can still think of it fondly. But it's time. And you know what? The Minish Cap deserves some representation in the top 10. At least, for the foreseeable future, I think.
I think I'm going to act in a similar way to you. Whereas in this is not going to matter eventually, but it's going to break a spot. I'm gonna have this one pop my top 20, which is I think relatively.
Okay.
I think we're on a similar scale,
That's
just slightly off with Minish Cap. But I can see, like, I thought I weighted against some of these other ones. It's another one that reminds me of like your Skull Dungeon type situation, big open thing. Or not big open thing, but like a persistent puzzle situation where like not
that's
even
like
that,
a follow
but,
the path. That's like the dungeon is taking you on a ride thing.
Platformy challenges too that are amping up. And I think it would be sitting at a good spot for me right there, where just above it. I honestly think those later Oracle of Seasons dungeons that some of them do a similar thing, or even Dancing Dragon Dungeon kind of has a similar thing. Like, I think those are still more fun for me, but I think the mixture of the two styles in the similar vein to like Sword and Shield Maze is really makes this one stand out. And yeah, I have it right there, just like kind of on the cusp of like some of the best dungeons. And I think, yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see where we're gonna go. I feel like, yeah, this was the place where I was sort of expecting, like, I haven't had that dungeon yet that's like, oh, this is like one of the greatest dungeons in the series. But like this approaches it where I was like, this was awesome. Like this was a lot of fun. This
is contending with some of the greats. It might not be like, groundbreaking or like anything super crazy to write home about, but it can flirt with the best of them.
Yeah, we talked about it during that boss fight, and we've mentioned it in all the videos, but it is in terms of the game being like creating these memorable moments and stuff like that, it does do a good job of that, of like giving it this kind of epic feeling to these various encounters and dungeons, and like the vibe in general. Or like the set pieces, this dungeon has that for sure. Like, just what I mean, and it ties into the gameplay though too. Like the platforming, it constantly gives you, I think, this feeling of like, you're like floating above the clouds, and it's precarious, and and then they totally flip the script, and you're in, it's like Gibdos and Stalfos, and it's dark and stuff. I don't know. It's a cool mix of. It's an adventure. It really is an adventure going through this dungeon.
It is.
Well, yeah, this is a great one. We've got
where did you end up placing it? Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm placing it. Well, I'm having it just crack my top 20.
So at number 20.
Yeah, at number 20, just above the Wind Temple, which is a nice little, for me, a nice little dungeon. I think I kind of gave it the same treatment where I was like, oh, I'm going to have it in the top 20. But you know what? I'm going to hold on because I pushed Misery Mire down really far, where at one point I thought it was the best dungeon in A Link to the Past, and then, you know, over time I'm like, okay, let's be reasonable here. But I'm gonna hold on to Misery Mire a little bit. I have a personal affinity for that dungeon.
Yes, you do.
And so it's I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put my foot down there because I think I was very, I don't know why I'm acting like there's a negotiation. I was very charitable to this dungeon. To
you
the
were
Palace of Winds.
Very giving to Palace of Winds.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, we're going to see, we got one more dungeon, the big finale. We're going to see. I like, you know, I've been questioning Minish Cap, even though I'm saying I'm having the most fun playing it than I've ever had playing. I've been questioning if it's got the goods in the dungeon department. And I think if this next dungeon can knock it out of the park, it doesn't have to be my number one dungeon, but if it can crack, like, you know, top 10, and I feel bad putting this pressure on it, but like that's
a lot.
I'll take back my comments about the Minish Cap, which is a great game.
Wow.
I'll be like, you know what, that was they did it. They sure did it.
You did it.
But that was, I mean,
we'll have to see.
I'm excited to see, because like all of these, you know, I've had different ideas about how I feel about them, but I've always played them under, I don't know, different circumstances, you know, and like, you kind of like, appreciate them in different ways. And other than the definitive ranking I did years ago, like this is the first, actually, this even more so compared to that is like, we're like really getting a little bit more granular. Not as much as Wind Waker, but I found in that just like trying to poke around more and be like, oh, let's do some of the, you know, I'm not 100%ing the dungeons or like even the game, but you know, just I'm going around the world more and checking it out, and I'm having a great time.
That's good. And it is like kind of like you said before, where one of the first times you played was like on an emulator on a laptop or something.
Yeah, that was so long ago. But
I know that exact feeling though, because like when I first set it, like years ago, when I first set out to play all the Legend of Zelda games, it was kind of the same way, where some of them I just didn't have access to, and like I played some for the first time on emulators, and like appreciated them for what they were, but that definitely took away from the full experience, and that has influenced my view of the games to this day, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas like on the flip side, that's what you had for this game, whereas me for this game, this was like one of my earliest Zelda games, even before I was like into the series, you know? This was just a Game Boy Advance game I had when I was young that I played the heck out of. You know?
Yeah, I don't know what it is like this time, because like that experience painted a picture, I guess, in my head, but then like I've played it more times since then. Like when I remember playing it through for definitive ranking, and I was like, there was times where I felt I don't know what it was, I felt like kind of bored or something with it. So I don't know, like this time it's neither of those things. Like it doesn't have that frustration or like the last time I played it, I wouldn't say I wasn't bored. I felt like something wasn't clicking, and for whatever reason this time it's working out.
Yeah,
it's a good game.
Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it like in the finale episode next time, just about, you know, just general gameplay and game-wide stuff, like the Kinstone fusions and the way some of the overworld unlocks and stuff like that. But are you going to, because from this point on, like plot-wise, if you're just playing to play the game as it tells you to, it's kind of a bum rush to the end right now. It's kind of like go to Hyrule Castle and then you're in it. Are you going to do that, or are you going to like take some more time to kind of tie up any loose ends, do any more exploring before you're like, all right, let me dive into this end section?
There's a couple like kidden stones I unlocked. Like, there's a lot you get making your way up that I wanted to, if I remember where they all are. I know there's some in like Vale Falls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's some I didn't do because I didn't have the right kidden stone. And I was like, whatever, you know, I'm not gonna probably remember where who this was, but I'm gonna probably poke around real quick. But I don't know if I'm gonna like really, you know, sink my teeth and like go ham. But I'm definitely gonna like poke around a little bit more before the end for sure.
You think you've already done like most of the like side questy stuff that you want to do? Because I know you already did. You already got like the boomerang and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've done a lot. I don't know of any other like big side quests in the game, I guess. But I got someone a house, you know.
Yep.
So I don't know.
You can get two of them houses.
Oh, okay.
But then you have to leave. Then you have to leave one of them behind, and they just stay in that building for forever.
That's sad.
Yeah, well, I know.
I don't know. I'm not gonna go nuts, but I am gonna. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna. I'm not going straight to the end. You know, I'm gonna try to see if I can find some of the stuff, but
nice.
I'm gonna do it as long as that is fun. You know. I don't have a desire. Like, I'll probably go spend the seashells I have. You know.
Oh yeah. How about the tiger scrolls? How many of those you got?
I think I got pretty much all of them. I don't know.
Interesting.
I got the sword beam one. I got.
There's one. Like, you know, have all of them because there's one that you can only get if you have all the rest of them.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I can get the one with the cape, so I'm gonna go do that.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah,
you're probably close to all of them. You can check. There's like a menu option where you can check if you have. them too.
I'm gonna look into some stuff, but like I said, maybe I'll probably look up a couple things if they're fun to do. But I'm not gonna like go. I'm not gonna spend too long on it for sure. As long as it's engaging, I guess. So we'll link up and we'll talk about that again soon. Let's get out of here. This has been a long one.
Let's get out of here.
But I'm excited. I'm excited to wrap up the game, and then we'll talk about it in the next one. But then we'll be moving on to another game. Ooh. We'll see everybody in the finale. Bye bye.